Last week, we did the Mirror War, and I mentioned there's a second paperback of the Mirror War, which had 8 issues to the series, which was the Warriors of the Mirror War. Now, what they're doing with IDW now is making events, much like Marvel and DC have their events for Star Trek, and with the events come the tie-in issues. And these are one-shot tie-in issues of just completely varying quality, which some of them matter to the story, some of them really don't. And this is exactly what you get when you get one-shot tie-in stories, and it's just kind of like trying to milk people here. So at the very beginning of it, the first one's a 0 issue, issue 0 of the Mirror War, and it's got pretty decent art to it. It's got the same creative team as the main series, and it actually references the battle here in that main series. So you really do need to read this to read the whole thing. It's kind of bummer that they put it in a side book rather than the actual book with the main contents. The rest of the stuff is pretty skippable after this. You get into Data has his own issue, and it's basically some background here, and you can see like the art is like just really not the most pro quality as they're moving along here, and neither's the writing on it, to be honest. And Data like goes off with Barkley into some like situation where he's like dealing with Barkley's past, and it doesn't really impact anything. And so it's like in their mirror universe versions, by the way. So you can tell with this, see, they're expanding the mirror universe of the Next Generation, which was never really seen on screen. And so that's that. Then you get into one with Cisco. And the Cisco one is riddled with continuity errors and problems with that as well. And then the other one's Geordi here. I'm sorry, Cisco's at the end. Geordi has his deal, and he's got like this lover in the mirror universe. This is the best of the side stories. And he betrays her in order to like get a promotion. So it feels very mirror universe. And as much as like the art's like not the best, it actually is a decent story. This one, the Cisco one, is riddled with continuity errors, as mentioned, including guns instead of phasers and laser guns. So very weird on that front. And it just doesn't work out very well. And there's problems with his thoughts in here, which take place in a different season than that issue takes place. These are all prequels to the Mirror War deal, by the way. And, you know, the art's all right at points. It's inconsistent at other points. The coloring's not the best. It was cheaply done. And probably the most cheaply done was the Deanna Troi one here. You see like the awkward-looking Captain Picard mirror universe person. And this is where Deanna Troi gets introduced to him, and she convinces him she's a necessary part of his crew. And you see like there's no backgrounds on a lot of this. This was cheaply and quickly done. Like they look funky in the proportions sometimes. Very straightforward, just talking scenes a lot. Absolutely boring. And it just shows how she came on and became a part of the Enterprise crew. So this is a very skippable deal. The 0 issues kind of useful for the main series, but other than that, this doesn't add a lot. The Geordi issue is really the only one that like was enjoyable beyond that, and tough to get through. So we'll call this a 5 out of 10. Not the best work out of Star Trek at IDW, as usual, and it is what it is. Leave a comment down below with what you think about this. Hit that like and subscribe button. We'll be back soon.